Well, hi there, folks. This is Rod Stinson. I'm going to teach you one of the easiest ways to prospect folks into your business that I know of. I call it the dial and ditch 'em method, and it's something I taught about a month ago, and I get a lot of questions about this, so I'm going to cover this in some pretty good detail here so you fully understand how to use this method. Here's what's nice about this. It's simple, it's truly easy, it's effective, and it's dirt cheap. How about free? With the exception of maybe some cost of your phone of the phone calls, which most of us have flat rate phones, so that's probably going to be next to nothing. But this is highly effective. Even if you didn't have any of the harvesting tools and scraping tools and all the tools that we use to leverage our time and effort, you could just do this and generate sales on a weekly and monthly basis. I've actually had times with 30 to 50 of these dial and ditchems done every single day. I've actually had times where I've made a sale every single day. The least amount of sales I've ever made doing this in a week is one sale. I've never been stiffed. I've never not made a sale by doing this. So this really annihilates any excuses anybody has about not being able to do this business. It really does. But more than that, it's just something you can put into your marketing arsenal of things to do to generate sales. Most of you know in my trainings I talk about layering on multiple marketing methods to generate sales. This is certainly an easy one. It's how I start every single day that I market. Every day I try to generate at least 50 of these dial and ditch 'em phone calls, at least 30, but I try to get as close to 50 as I possibly can. And again, it's very, very effective. It's easy to do. Anybody can do it, and I'm going to provide all the tools so you can do exactly what I do every day. So let's get started. Step number one is you hand harvest names and phone numbers. Now, a lot of folks will ask me, well, Rod, why do you hand harvest? We've got Scraper Pro Gold, we've got Net Extractor, we've got Go Scrape, we've got all this software to generate phone numbers and harvest phone numbers from the internet. We do, but what they leave out is we don't get a name. And you're going to see why that first name is important when you do this. It really helps this generate a very high response rate. So step one is to hand harvest names and phone numbers. So why don't we go ahead and do that? Let me show you how I do that every day. In fact, I'm doing some tonight for tomorrow's dial and ditch 'em. So let's just go to Google here, and I'll show you exactly how we do this. Open up Google here. A couple other things I need to open up and have ready to use as well. So let me bring that up to my screen. Need a little notepad here handy so that we can copy and paste onto. And also another document we're going to need, and which I'm going to provide for you as well, is the area code lists. So let me open that up and have that handy. Let me see if I can minimize this a little bit so we can fit it all on one screen. I'll pull that right there. Okay, that'll work good. Alright, so just simply go to Google, search engine, and the code, or what we're going to type in Google, is just simply this. Site, semicolon, www, what company shall we pick on here? How about iBuzzPro.com space quotations. And you can see on this area code list, here's what I do. I just run down the area codes. We'll start with New Jersey 201. 201. Now, this doesn't always yield something right off the bat, and I'm not even sure what's going to happen here with iBuzz. Sometimes you have to go through the area codes. I mean, a lot of times I'll hit search and I'll get only one or two. Okay, 201 for that particular company is done. Go to 202, go to 203, go to 204. And you kind of run down the area codes till you end up with at least 30 to 50 names and phone numbers, and I'll show you what I mean. And so let's just see what happens here. I'm kind of curious myself. So we go site, colon, www.ibuzzpro.com space quotations, area code quotations. And there's a list of about 3,000 MLM direct sales and network marketing companies in your SFT lead system back office. So we're not lacking for companies that we can do this with. I just out of the top of my head, I just thought we'd type in iBuzz. So hit search. Oh, not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. All right, let's look down here and see what we see. Here we go. I don't see a name there, first name. Your Dream Leads. That's not good for me. Here we go. Jerry Ellis. So we're going to go over here and copy and paste. Copy and go to our notepad and paste Jerry Ellis. We got a name and a phone number. Excellent. Ali Maz. Okay, we're going to copy and paste that. That's another phone number. And I'm not too concerned about how neat it's going to look over here on my notepad, because I'm going to rip through these numbers real quick when we start calling Gary Fitzgerald. All right, copy over to notepad. Gary again. Charles and Jim. Got two people there. Must be working as a partnership, which would be great because I can leave a message for both. Copy and paste. Charles and Jim. Ray. You can see how incredible this is to find leads for free. Scroll down here. Key Gary. Where we did Gary? Got Gary. Sometimes you see names show up. Do we have Derek? No, we don't have Derek. So we got Derek as well. So on the first page, let me just copy and paste this real quick before I continue on. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see how quickly you can get 30 to 50. And then of course in this case, go to the next page, and we got more, and keep doing that until you get the number. Now normally what happens is you don't get this many. Oh, well, I shouldn't say that. Sometimes you don't get this many. You might get 1 or 2 or 3, and then you go to the next area code, and 1, 2, or 3, and go to the next area code. So you might have to go to a fair amount of area codes to get, your 30 or 50 to do your dial and ditchems, that particular day. So that's how you get the numbers. Pretty simple and easy to do. You go site, semicolons, www.ibuzzpro.com, space, quotation, the area code, quotation. And again, any company name that you have. Now sometimes you have to go to the internet. Well, you have a list of companies in your back office, but also sometimes iBuzz Pro, the company name might be my name of company. You have to go on the internet and try to find out what the site is that the company's actually using. It's not always the name of the company. They might have a my before it, or some other verbiage. So you might have to do a little bit of research there to find the exact website that the company gives its distributors to market on the internet. But as you can see, this is ideal because we got name and phone numbers. Not too shabby. So let's move that down. Let me open up. And this document is going to be there's going to be a link just below this video where you can get this particular document, so you have all the area codes throughout the United States. Let's see. This back up so I can stay on track here. So that's step 1. I just showed you how to hand harvest the names and phone numbers. Step 2 is, I call it the 60-minute dial and ditch. My whole game plan is to see how many, if I can get out 50 in the first 60 minutes, or maybe I might even go as high as 90 minutes. But ideally, my day starts out with trying to rip out as many of these messages as I possibly can. Now, I call it the dial and ditch them because it's kind of similar to a little game I played when I was a kid. You probably played the same game. We used to run to people's front doors, ring the doorbell, and they'll go run off and hide behind a parked car or whatnot, and think it was totally hilarious that someone answered the door and nobody was there. Times were simple back then, eh? But in any event, this is the same philosophy. I'm dialing and I'm ditching folks. I'm ditching the ones that actually answer the phone. People answer the door, I ditched them. People actually answer the phone, I ditch them. Now, I don't just hang up on them. That'd be rude. I'll just say something like, oh, sorry, I must have dialed the wrong number, and hang up and move on to the next. Why do I do that? Well, I've got a goal here, and the goal is to try to rip out, 30, 40, 50 of these in 60 minutes or so. If I get stuck on the phone with somebody for 10 or 15 minutes, tell them about the program or whatnot, then I'm not holding true to my game plan. My game plan here is to rip out as many as I can in 60 minutes. So I'm just leaving messages on people's voicemails and people's answer machines. Here's the good news. Hardly anybody picks up their phone. So most of the time you're going to be able to rip through and leave messages on people's phones pretty easily. So make it a game. It's a game for me, and make it a game to see how many you can do in your first hour of every day that you're marketing your business. And for me, making these early in the morning, anywhere between 7 and 9 o'clock in the morning, even allows me to get less people to answer the phone. So I would make it a game to be able to rip out as many of these as you possibly can and leave a message. Now, I know a lot of folks are saying, well, what message do you leave? Well, I'm kind of glad you asked. Here's a simple phone script that's worked real well. I have a couple different phone scripts. This is kind of the generic one. You can certainly add to it, delete from it, use it as a template, but basically it's there to that you can use for your own phone calls. Now, let's talk about step 3, why this works. Here's why it works. And this is why this is a little bit stronger than phone broadcasting. Now, I'm not saying don't do phone broadcasting, I do that too. But one of the reasons this works is the curiosity gets the best of folks. I mean, as you can see here in the script, in any script that you develop, if you use this for a template or do your own, make sure you say their name at least 3 times in the message. And make sure you say their company name at least 1 time in the message. Here's why. It breeds curiosity. People think if they're in the business, building the business, they're going to think that maybe they might know you, or maybe curiosity's getting the best of them. They don't know who you are because they think, oh, this person knows my name, they know my phone number, they know what company I'm in. Maybe I should check out what they're talking about. So that's why it really works, because you're mentioning their first name in that message at least 3 times, the company name at least once, and then you're giving them a call of action, whether it's to go to your teleseminar website. When I do these dial-in ditchums on Thursday, I invite people to my live Thursday night webinar. Through the rest of the week, I'm inviting people to the teleseminar. And that's the reason why it works, because we're saying their name and saying their company in that particular message. A little bit of a tip, I found this helped out a lot, and you'll notice at the bottom of the message, I let people know that if they didn't write down the my website, rodssecretcall.com or whatnot, then don't worry about it. Just keep my number on their caller ID. When they get home, if they're near the computer, type in my phone number and a .com, and that will take them to the site as well. I found that helped out people to opt into my site when I put that little verbiage at the back end of the script. This script is available for you as well. There's a link just below the video that you can click on, which will take you to the script and will take you also to the area code directory as well. So that's really, it's not more complicated than that. What makes this work is the consistency of doing it. This is what I do every day. This is how I start my day off. I would encourage you to do the same. I've never had a week where I did not make at least 1 sale, and I've actually had a week where I made a sale every single day. I actually found a company that was very fruitful, did some dial-in ditchums, and I made at least a $4.97, lots of $14.97s, and even a $34.97 that particular week by doing this process. So I would encourage you to do the same. Simple process, dial and ditch them, hand harvest the names and phone numbers, make it a game and see how many messages you can leave in 60 minutes on people's voicemail and answer machines. And the reason it works is because you're saying their name, their company, and you're giving them a call to action. But then the real reason it works for the folks that do this right is because you'll be consistent with it. So I would encourage you to use this in your marketing arsenal of things to do, and your methods of layering on marketing techniques one after another. It's a great way to get your day started, and it's just a fun thing to do. And it's easy to do, and anybody can do it. All right? Well, hope you enjoyed that. And again, these resources as far as the script and also the area codes, it's at the bottom of the video with a link there that you can click on to go ahead and download these. All right? Have a blast with this, but most importantly, utilize it. Do it. I do it every day. People are always asking me, Rod, what do you do? Here's one of the things I do. Come rain, come shine, I'm doing dial-in ditchums every morning. You can be sure of that. All right? Take care. Have a great evening. Bye for now.